tons of speculation all day about whether Pete Buttigieg would be a good presidential candidate or not. And I'll be curious to know what you two think about that. Uh, there's a lot of disdain for him on the right. And it's funny because some people who think he'd be a good candidate to win a general election say, well, he's got appeal on the right. The right hates the guy. I mean, they probably would hate any Democrat, but they have special animus for Pete Buttigieg. So before you comment on any of those topics, I'll remind you again, Trump Tower, Russia, Pete Buttigieg, Senator, what's going to happen to the Senate seat that Jeanne Shaheen, who you both beat and were beaten by for the same Senate seat, who's going to be the next senator from New Hampshire?
I don't know.
Oh, my goodness. What's your best guess?
I will say this about those other important news items.
Yeah.
I'm betting on Rahm and Emmanuel right now. Rahm would crush Buttigieg in a primary. It would be just roadkill. Now, they're not going to be like a head-on-head Democrat primary, but, getting excited about Pete Buttigieg maybe running for president, boy, I don't want to, you don't want to be in that Democrat party. It doesn't have much of a future.
You weren't in the House with Rahm, right? You were in the Senate by the time.
Oh, yeah, no. Did Rahm? I mean, I know Rahm. Yeah, I think we had 2 years of overlap, maybe in the House.
Okay.
I mean, I've been close enough to him to be horrified by his crooked finger. But yeah, he's smart. He's ambitious. He's aggressive. He has a wealth of experience. He understands messaging and communication. I mean, you're going to be mayor in Chicago. You got to be tough.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, I'm not supporting him, but I just think he's the kind of person who, in this new populist environment on both sides of the aisle, he's the kind of person that can navigate it.
I will say, I say this just objectively with no commentary. Republicans I know are much higher on Rahm's chances to win the nomination than are Democrats I know.
Oh, that's interesting.
For what that's worth. Robbie, comment, Russia, Trump Tower access, Pete Buttigieg, Rahm Emanuel, whatever you like.
On the Pete Rahm thing, who's doing interesting things right now to set himself up for a run is actually, I never thought in a million years I would say this, Gavin Newsom. This podcast he's doing is making him, I think, a more relatable or appealing figure. He talked to Charlie Kirk. He just talked to Steve Bannon. I watched some of it. He seems likable in a way that's going to do him a lot of good. There's something to be said about this new podcast environment. I mean, we're participating in a new media venture here that allows people to just talk. It's less scripted. It's there. You can be genuine in it. You can succeed in it. Kamala Harris, obviously, I don't think is someone who could necessarily succeed in it, and that's what we saw during the last campaign. But Gavin Newsom is demonstrating that there's some personality, despite a lot of California policies that made people upset. I don't know.
I'll disagree with you strenuously. He is pissing off the left by platforming these figures who are not.
It's a good idea.
Well, but he's also go read Charlie Kirk's tweet from I think it was a tweet, or maybe he appeared on a show. Charlie trashed Gavin today. Charlie's like, that guy's a cynical clown. He's switching his positions for political expediency. Like, he's not. I don't see who he's winning over except for you. And not an important constituency. I love the fact that he's talking to them because I think it's good for the country, and I think the conversations are interesting. I never thought he was unlikable as kind of the reputation. I think he's a likable guy. But in terms of politics and positioning for 28, I think this is a death knell. I really do.
If he does what John Fetterman started doing this, and I didn't believe it at first, and now I think he sincerely seems like a moderate, and he's massively
here's the difference.
Favorability with
Robbie getting behind Fetterman for president.
Robbie, here's the difference. Here's the difference. When Fetterman does it, the Republicans praise him. Yeah. He's every Republican's favorite Democrat right now. When Newsom does it, the people he talks to trash him.
He started though. Give him a couple more months at this.